Chrissy Shade back with another video. How you doing? What's going on? Hey boo. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see, the girl has a new intro done by myself. Yes, I'm proud of my work, so I hope you like it. It's a work in progress, but I did it and it's kind of bomb, and I'm like so proud of myself. So because I'm proud of myself and I got it done, like I was like, I might as well go ahead and record a video too, so the world can see my new intro, cause I did that. Like, I feel like my next one now is gonna be even like 10 times more, more bomb, 10 times better. I don't know what I'm trying to say, 10 times better than this one, because now I know what I'm doing. So as you can see, I am doing a story time on my divorce story finally. Lord Jesus, this story here. So we'll start from the very beginning, how me and my ex-husband met. We actually met, not started dating, but we met in high school. My sophomore year, I went to a different school out by where I live named Rich South. I went to Rich Central my freshman year, but my sister went to college, and I wasn't driving yet, so I had to spend 1 year at Rich South, and then I transferred back to Rich Central my junior and senior year. I was back at Rich Central. So we met at Rich South. We was crushing on each other, but we never actually got together because I had a boyfriend that went to Central at the time. But so we never actually got together, but of course we was crushing on each other. We was cool, we was friends or whatever. Fast forward to 2010, I was actually in a 2.5 year relationship before me and my ex-husband got started talking or whatever. So I was dating this guy, and me and him broke up in May of 2000. No, I take that back. It was 2011. Me and my ex-boyfriend broke up in May of 2011. Shortly after that, in June of 2011, my ex-husband slid into my inbox on Facebook. At this point, I'm single, so it's whatever. He slid into my inbox. We chit-chatted for a little bit, and then he asked if he could come see me because he stayed right around the corner, of course. So I was like, yeah. We saw each other, and from that point on, it was like, that was it. We was together every day, like every day we was together. We did everything together. He came with me to my family's house. My mom loved him, my dad loved him, my sister loved him. Like, that was everything. The thing about us though, we most definitely rushed into it. So I would say, so we actually became an official couple in July of 2011. We became an official couple. We actually got together in July, so we waited a whole month before we got together. So we got together in July of 2011 we got together. I would say like January, February-ish. End of January, beginning of February is when I got pregnant with my daughter in 2012. So yes, we moved very quick. So I would say like June, like July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So we were together maybe 8 or 9 months. When I got pregnant with my daughter, we was together about 8 or 9 months. Oh, sad piece on my face. Yeah. So fast forward, there was an altercation between me and my dad while I was pregnant with my daughter. So I ended up moving out / getting kicked out of my parents' crib because I wasn't gonna stay here with him at that time. Like we was into it heavy. That may be a whole nother story time, but we was into it heavy. So I left. I moved in with my sister. Got a new job. Me and him decided we were gonna get an apartment together because he didn't want me to move, because I was gonna move to Texas. Or I was going to move to Tennessee with my cousin, but he didn't want me and the baby to move. So me and him decided we were going to get an apartment together. So we got an apartment together. A few months later, I think we moved in together May of 2012. Yeah, so we moved in May of 2012. At this point, I think I was about 4 or 5 months pregnant when I moved in. When we moved into our first apartment together. Everything was cool at the beginning. You know, that was like the love of my life. That was everything, especially during the pregnancy. He was everything during the pregnancy. That was my rock during my pregnancy. Like, he did everything for me. No matter what I asked for, he did it. We was great. We was good. Then came the baby. My baby was born October 22nd, 2012. The love of my life, my everything. First and foremost, whole other story time about my birth story. I'll go through that too. But it definitely put a strain on our relationship because I have so much resentment on him. Long story, you know, postpartum is no joke. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. Postpartum is no joke. If you're gonna have a baby, make sure it's with somebody who's gonna hold you down during the pregnancy and after the pregnancy. Everything was great during the pregnancy. After the pregnancy is where the issues kind of started to begin, and I literally, like, I resented him. So me and him got married June of 2014. So at this point, we were together about 3 years before we got married. So first he proposed September. He proposed September of 2013, 2 days before my birthday. The cutest thing ever. 2 days before my birthday, he proposed. We decided to get married in June of 2014, which for our first mistake, we was financially struggling. So trying to get married while financially struggling wasn't the best idea. So, but we did. We got married, honeymooned in the Bahamas. Yeah, honeymooned in the Bahamas, whole family cruise. It was a beautiful thing. I actually have a vlog on that, but it's on my old channel. I think I'm going to try to see if I can move it to my new channel just so y'all can see. Maybe. I don't know. Kind of pointless now. But that was cool. So then, fast forwarding 6 months later, and then that's when the issues really started to happen. So at this point, and I'll probably kind of blame myself for this a little bit because of the simple fact that I was trying to be a good and understanding wife. He was stressed, I was stressed, the struggle was real. He wanted to get out. I was like, cool. He had a friend from high school. I've never been the jealous type, so yeah, she was a female, but I've never been the jealous type. I just, I trusted him. So he had a friend from high school that lived in our apartment building. She lived right upstairs from us. He was like, she wanted me to come over and kick it. I was like, cool, go ahead. I don't mind. You need to get out. You stressing, I get it, So I didn't think nothing of it. Plus, she lived upstairs with her man and her daughter. So I'm thinking, her man gonna be up there, her daughter gonna be up there. That's what I'm thinking. At least that's what I thought. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I was wrong. First time he went up there, okay. He comes back at like 3 in the morning, whatever. He goes up there again. Now this time he doesn't come back till like 6 in the morning. And I'm like, now that's getting a little disrespectful. But still not thinking nothing of it because I'm thinking, okay, maybe he up there bonding with her man or whatever. Fast forward, we go to May of the following year. Now, we had this discussion. I'm going to go back. We had this discussion on why I felt like this whole situation was disrespectful. Plus, he started to show some signs of, stuff that I just wasn't really feeling, like deleting text messages and things like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Still trying to get him a bit of the benefit of the doubt. But I've never, still was never the jealous type, so I felt no need understanding. I didn't have no understanding of why he would be deleting text messages. Me and him always been pretty open with each other. He had my password on my phone. I had his password on his phone. I can answer his phone if it rang. He can answer mine if it rang. So why he was deleting text messages, I don't know. But he was. So fast forwarding, after we let that whole situation go, we decided to move. We got a cheaper apartment, so we moved to Indiana to a cheaper 1-bedroom apartment so we could start saving for a house. I got a job out there. Things was good. Everything was okay. Then comes July. This is July now. We're in July of 2015. July of 2015. It was pretty bad. I let him know. So basically, this is how it started. I texted him and let him know that I had hung out with an old friend, an ex-boyfriend. I let him know because I felt bad about it. Nothing happened, but I did let him know that I hung out with this old friend, you know, and that shouldn't have happened. I felt bad because I felt like I was sneaking, and there shouldn't have been no reason for me to sneak. So I let him know. So he comes back and texts me and lets me know he's not mad because something happened with him too. And I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, at this point I already knew. So I'm like, did you slept with that girl, didn't you? And he said yeah. So find out he cheats. That puts a horrible strain on our relationship. But you know, it was one time thing for me. Like, you get one time to screw up and then, you know, it breaks the trust, and the trust has to be rebuilt. But I will be willing to move forward, especially being in a marriage. Okay, so we working on it, we talking. Should have went to counseling but never did. Everything like that. So, you know, he's trying to earn my trust again. I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll, you know, work it out. We'll do what we gotta do. So we do that. Then comes October of 2015. At this point, is when our relationship really went bad. He started, you know, not wanting to come home. He's kicking it with the guys all the time. He's doing the stuff that's out of character for him. He's falling asleep on his phone, so I won't touch it. Takes the phone with him to the bathroom. Won't tell me he didn't change his password, and won't tell me the password and everything. So like, at this point, this is when our marriage really went downhill. And I'm not gonna put everything on him as though like I was the perfect wife and I didn't do nothing wrong. But if you ask me, I really didn't do anything bad enough for him to just completely like give up on the marriage. My biggest issue, and I'll be honest, my biggest issue is when we got into big arguments, I would be the one to be like, you know what, I don't have to deal with this, I'll leave. But reality is, I never left. That's the one thing I can always say. I never actually left for good. Like, it's done. But I did threaten that a lot. So maybe that's what it was that drove him away. I don't know. I can't say. He's never actually told me, and he refuses to talk about it still to this day. So the man has issues, obviously. But yeah, so it's just this is going on. Like, this is what's happening, and it's getting to the point where now I feel like, okay, my marriage is completely over because this man won't communicate with me. He don't even want to be around me. He don't want to touch me. On top of that, you know, I'm going through his wallet. Not even really going through his wallet. Since me and him started being together, I always been the one to clean out his wallet because he would keep everything in his wallet. Anything he spent money on and there's receipts, he keeps in his wallet. So I've always been the one to clean out his wallet. So I routine clean out his wallet. I find a receipt for IHOP for $2 on a day where, I mean, like, at this point, he's not telling me when he, you know, where he going, when he get off work. He's going to breakfast. He lies to me and tell me it was his friend. He paid for his friend, and his friend gave him the cash, and I'm just like, that don't make sense because at IHOP you can split a bill. So I already knew he was on a date, but he, you know, he lied to me about it, whatever. And it was going on like this for weeks. I'm constantly calling my mom crying, calling his mom crying, everything like that. So one night, we're all at home. He came home early. We're all at home. Baby is asleep, and I'm just like, do you not want me anymore? And he finally came out and said, no, he did not want me. When I tell you I was so broke, like, I was broken. But, you know, at that point, like, at first I'm pleading. I'm like, oh my God, like, you promised this was forever. You promised this was for thick and thin, this and that. He puts on his coat and shoes and everything, and he leaves the house. He goes out into the car. And I'm just like, I can't stay somewhere where I'm not wanted. I just can't do it. So I packed up what I could of me and my baby stuff. I got my baby dressed. You know, she's a heavy sleeper, so she ain't know nothing that was going on. I literally put all her coat, shoes, boots, everything on, got into the car, packed my car up with what I could, and I came to my mom's house, and it was like 11:30 at night, and he let us go. And from there, we drifted more and more apart. And no matter how hard I tried to fix my marriage, it didn't work. No matter how much I tried to get my husband to want me again, it didn't work. So eventually, it was just like, okay, now I'm just I'm done. I'm not gonna fight for somebody who don't want me, so I stopped fighting. But I mean, it was the hardest process to go through. Like, I went through a full blown depression, suicidal, um, you know, not sleeping, not eating. I literally lost like 10-20 pounds in like a week. It was bad, crying myself to sleep. I mean, it even got to the point where I normally don't even cry or, you know, do all that stuff in front of my daughter, but I had seen something he put on Snapchat where he was going out and some chick was all in his phone and on Snapchat fixing her hair and this and that, and like, it broke me. It broke me. We wasn't even apart that long. This was like, I left in November. This was like December, January. He's driving her car, this and that, and I'm just like, how heartless could you be? Like, how heartless could you really be? It was so crazy. And I literally told my baby, like, mommy is heartbroken. And it broke my heart even more for me to know that I couldn't control my emotions in front of my daughter. Like, it was so crazy. It was so crazy. So, you know, that was a really hard time for me. That was a major test God put me through. I'm not even gonna lie. It was such a major test. But the only person that got me through that is God. Like, I was praying, because I swear I was suicidal. I think I went to a mental institution like twice and almost admitted myself, because I was that broken. Like, it was crazy. But I felt like at that point, a lot of my other deep-rooted issues also surfaced from that situation as well. So I was just like, everything, you know, was happening for a reason, and God got me through it. And it's just like, whew, when I tell you, I can, like, when I look back now to where I was then at that point to compared to where I am now, the happiness that I have now, I could cry, bro. I could cry, because it, like, that feeling of emptiness and just hurt was so bad, was so bad. So we're gonna fast forward to today now, 2018. Me and my baby mama, that's what I call him now. Me and my baby mama barely get along. We get along enough for my daughter, but we still working on our relationship, because now we actually are recently getting through the divorce part of the situation, and now we're doing child support, because, you know, I'm not gonna get into how he became as a father, but that was a big part of the reason why I no longer wanted the marriage either. And now I'm on board for the divorce and everything. So now we're literally 3 years later, recently divorced. We're going through child support situations, everything. Me and him are so like, every so often we still get into it about the dumbest stuff, because he has this crazy mentality, this stupid way of thinking, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But I would honestly say the divorce part, because we were separated for 3 years, the divorce part of the situation was actually pretty simple. It was really easy. There was nothing, you know, that neither one of us had that we wanted to keep, that we needed to fight over. So that part of the situation was really simple. The part that we're struggling with now is the child support side. But yeah, like, it was completely mind-blowing, this whole situation. Like, I promise you never see yourself going through this. Do I still believe in marriage? Absolutely. Do I want to get married again? Absolutely. But this time I'm doing it the right way. Y'all should get this book. It's called 25 Ways to Prepare for Marriage Other Than Dating. Get this book. Bomb. This book is the reason why I go to the church that I go to. Pastor Jamal is bomb. If you've heard of him, he goes to this church. To the church I go to, it's called ANWA, aka All Nations in Chicago. Bomb church, bomb book, bomb ministry, everything. Love it to death. Like, I don't miss church at all, because I always be like, man, if I miss out on something, I feel like crap if I miss out on something. You can catch it on YouTube, ANWA, or All Nations on YouTube. My apostle is bomb, so, you know, you'll get some great word. But yeah, I definitely want to get married again. I want to have another kid. Not at this very moment, because I'm still working on me, and God's still working on me, and I'm still, you know, I'm working on my relationship with God first, getting me healed. I know my husband is out there somewhere, my real husband, my best friend, my forever babe. But until then, I'm focusing on my number one babe, the Lord. Hallelujah. But yeah, that's just my divorce story. I wanted to go through and let y'all know what was up and how it goes. I mean, if you have questions on being young and married, being young and divorced, being young and a single mom, or anything of that nature, I'm going to post a lot more videos like stuff like this, because I feel like it's something that I can really talk about and help somebody out with, because it's, you know, it's definitely crazy and it's definitely happening in this day and age. Divorce is definitely, it's not ideal. It's definitely not ideal, but there's so many ways to get through it, so many ways of, you know, helping. I mean, if you have any questions at all, definitely comment down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have, even if it's just about my particular story. If I missed something and you wanted to know about it, ask me. I'm an open book. I'll let you know what you want to know. But yeah, that is my divorce story. I am happily divorced. I am happy where I am. I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. You know, the glow up was real, honey, because when I was married and after I had my baby, I had gained so much weight. I was a chunky butt, like, for real. Nothing wrong with being chunky butt, but it wasn't my self-esteem was not fit for being chunkier than I already am. I'm not chunky, but I do still have like the belly and everything. But I am the happiest I've been in a long time with it just being me and my baby. I've just got a new job. I'm happy about that. I'll be moving into my apartment soon so I can get out of my mama house again. Praise the Lord. But I haven't been here that long, y'all. I just moved back last year, so now I'm trying to move again. So that'll be coming. Apartment tour will be coming soon. I should be moving out in October. Birthday is next month. I'm getting goals set and out the way. I'm feeling blessed. God has been amazing to me. So yeah, everything is good. It's not what you, the one thing you have to remember when going through anything, especially a breakup, is it's not the end of the world. It's not. It's only temporary. There will be a time where you will pray to God that this moment will be over, and then there will be a time where you pray to God and thank God that you got through it. And you realize how much strength you actually have. I realize how strong I really am, and I promise you, when you realize that you have that much strength, your decisions on who you date and who you talk to and how you allow them to treat you completely change. Completely change. Just keep faith in God and keep faith in yourself, okay? So again, that is my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you enjoyed it, like. If you have not already, subscribe. More videos to come. I'm going to try to post 3 videos a week for the next 4 weeks, because my birthday is in about 4 weeks. September 16th. Yes, honey. Stay tuned. But I'm going to try to get these videos up 3 a week for the next 4 weeks. My goal is to at least have 300 subscribers by the time my birthday get here. So that's what I'm aiming for. Goal is set. I'm on it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.